This kind of people will never be rich. Most people's ultimate desire is to become rich because having a considerable quantity of money opens up countless options in life. You may say, well, I don't want to be rich, but you definitely also don't want to be poor. However, becoming rich is not easy. It requires certain habits and a certain mindset. Because of these, there are certain types of people who will never be wealthy. If you've ever wondered what could stop you from being rich and successful in life, then you don't want to miss this. We will be looking at about 10 different types of people who will never be rich. So if you want to become rich, then you need to know what to avoid in yourself. Let's dive in. Number 10. People who procrastinate. We are all guilty of this. However, if you are always looking for excuses not to start doing what needs to be done to achieve financial freedom, you're probably not going to end up rich. People who procrastinate always seem to have an excuse to put off doing something. As a result, they put it off month after month, year after year, until it's too late. If you want to be worth a lot of money eventually, you should have started working on it yesterday. There is no time to waste, and no day should go by without you sowing a seed toward your objective, no matter how modest. However, if you assume that your desires will come true without taking purposeful action, you are probably going to end up poor. There is no such thing as someday. In fact, there is no such thing as tomorrow. The current day is the culmination of your previous day's efforts and decisions, and your tomorrow will be the sum of your today's efforts and decisions. Number 9. People who are afraid of failure. Success is not final, and failure is not fatal. What matters is the determination to persevere. Poor people use failure as an excuse not to try new things, even if it could lead to a life of financial bliss. Wealthy people are not afraid of failure because they know it's a result, not an end result. Those who have amassed unimaginable riches in the world today are people who have shrugged off failure and pursued their ideas. In fact, wealthy people regard failure as a necessary part of the process of becoming wealthy. It is impossible to live without failing at anything unless you live with such caution that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case, you fail by default. So, if you find yourself constantly making excuses not to start that new project you've always wanted to do because you're afraid of failing, now is a good time to reconsider your options because it could be the next step in achieving all of your wildest financial goals. Number 8. People who believe that wealth is a result of chance. The average individual feels that wealth is a privilege bestowed only to the fortunate. However, the truth is, in a capitalist country like ours, if you're willing to create massive value for others, you have every chance to be rich. You're not going to have a lot of money if you believe it's out of your reach. The typical salary earner stays average because they expect to, and a majority of people believe they are unworthy of great wealth. Start thinking big next. Rich people have high standards, so you need to start thinking big and ask yourself, why not me? Why can't I have $1 million? A lot of people choose to see the percentage of millionaires and hold on to that thinking it makes financial success out of reach for them. They confidently choose to be on the side of the majority. Only a handful of people think that if there are this many millionaires, I'll be one of them. Number 7. People who rarely venture outside of their comfort zones. The primary goal of the middle-class mindset is physical, psychological, and emotional comfort. However, wealthy people know that the desire for comfort can be disastrous. They learn to be at ease while dealing with ongoing uncertainty. Everything you desire in life is beyond your comfort zone. Therefore, if you want to accumulate wealth, be successful, or advance your life, you have to get used to uncertainty and discomfort. Average people prefer to be paid for their time on a salary or hourly rate, whereas wealthy people prefer to be paid for their results and are typically self-employed. Rich people are also very motivated by curiosity and uncertainty because they understand that comfort is the enemy of fortune. It's okay if your most valued asset is your comfort zone, but don't be surprised if you don't end up having a lot of money. Number 6. People with no financial objectives. If you want to be rich, one of the best things you could do is to have a clear, precise goal in mind before creating a financial strategy. Make a list of your objectives. Do you wish to purchase a house, travel to a different city every holiday, or retire early? Your goals make it easier to be motivated to pursue what you want. The most common reason most people do not get what they want is that they are unsure of what they want. But very few people become wealthy by chance. Rich people make a conscious decision to pursue wealth. It requires attention, fortitude, knowledge, and a lot of effort. But it is doable if you have specific goals and a clear vision. Number 5. People who live beyond their means. The vast majority of individuals are compelled to spend every single penny they earn, as well as whatever else they may borrow or purchase on credit. Unfortunately, you cannot become wealthy if you are unable to delay gratification and discipline yourself to refrain from spending everything you earn. With every dollar you earn, you have the option of sowing it as a seed for tomorrow or satisfying your hunger today. It is entirely up to you what you choose. Just keep in mind that you will not reap what you do not sow. What you put into life is what you get out of it, and your spending, saving, and investing habits will determine whether or not you join the ranks of the wealthy in the future. Also, don't fall into a common trap of justifying a lifestyle upgrade with a pay raise. Rich people live below their means, especially at the onset of trying to build their wealth. Number 4. People who are in far too much debt. According to data, Americans collectively owe about $846.9 billion in credit card debt. This amounts to $7,050 per household. Assuming it's all at an interest rate of 15%, it will take you 28 years and $10,663 in interest payments to pay off if you only make the minimum payments each month. And that's only accurate if you don't add any more fees. So you see, you can never really become rich if you spend most of your life struggling to pay off what you owe. Of course, this doesn't mean that you should never go into debt. Some debts, like a mortgage to buy your real estate, a credit line to launch a business, or a student loan to pay for college, can help you become financially successful. But a high-interest credit card load typically won't. Number 3. People who do not value education. Unless you win the lottery, becoming wealthy means you have to have some solid education in something, which is why the adage, "the more you learn, the more you earn," exists. People who are too lazy to learn will never be wealthy. They don't see the point in learning new things or researching a topic. Instead, they only accept information from others. They prefer to spend their time being entertained by other people's discoveries rather than making their own. If you spend more time on entertainment than on education, you probably will not make a fortune in this lifetime. Also, without an education, your money would be spent on short-term pleasure rather than long-term achievements. Number 2. People who work hard and not smart. We learn in school that hard work gets us forward in life. However, this is only half of the story. You will never be wealthy if all you do in life is work extremely hard, because it's not enough to work hard to earn money and save from it. What's a smart way to work? By increasing your earnings as well as your savings. Savings is essential to being rich, but you don't want to focus on saving so much that you forgo earning, which is what wealthy people do. Millionaires have one thing in common. They have multiple streams of income and smart savings habits. Another important way of working smart is to invest your money in the stock market or a retirement fund and take advantage of compound interest to earn money passively. This brings us to the last point. Number 1. People who do not invest. Investing is one of the most effective ways to earn more money over time, and the sooner you start, the better. Millionaires typically invest 20% of their annual household income. Their wealth is measured not by how much they earn each year, but by how much they have saved and invested over time. To begin investing, you do not need to be an expert in personal finance or use complicated economic jargon. You don't have to come from a wealthy family, nor do you have to earn a large salary. Investing is one of the most straightforward and effective ways to build wealth. And the sooner you begin, the easier it will be to get rich. There you have it on the list of the mindset and habits of people who will never be rich. Now, let us know in the comments what you think about which is a bigger obstacle to you being rich between procrastinating, being afraid of failure, or other habits we've mentioned.